welcome back to Watch Plays Minecraft Season 2. I forgot to hit the record and I started, but I purposely did go mine another chest. So now I have 3 and a little bit more. But let's see how this goes. I'm going to do 3. So the fourth one will place and see how it works. Get out of here. I'll kill you with a pumpkin, you freak. Leave me alone. 1, 2, 3. Stop it! Get out of here. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. I think 4. I know I can count, I promise. Oh, look at that. Got close to it. Alright. That don't look right.
Hey.
focus more. Y'all, if you're still here, just oh, it's only 9 minutes, so yeah. If y'all are actually still here watching, you'll hear some weird sounds, some weird, like disgusting breathing sounds. It's my cat. She has like a sinus thing. I mean, she's fine. She's just, you'll hear her sneezing, like breathing, like it's nasty. Like she's like I got her a couple months after we moved into the other house, and we were there for like 10 years or something. We were there forever. And that house, it messed everybody up. Like, it had black mold, and all my kids' sinuses were screwed. My animals' sinuses were screwed. We couldn't figure out what was going on. Our cats would have kittens, and they would, I'm not even gonna lie, the babies would die. They would only get so big and then pass. And then, like, Salem, which is the cat that's in here that you'll hear her breathing, she, like I said, she's got really, really bad sinus issues. She's not as bad as what it used to be, but I need to figure something out for her, because, yeah, all the cats have sinus issues. The dogs are fine, though. It's just the cats got the issues. I don't know if there was, like, asbestos in that house or what, but, like, my sinuses were screwed. I feel like they're starting to clear up now. I'm not like feeling ill like what I used to being in that house. So I don't know, that house it was something else. I mean, the insulation in the house is just very, very suspicious looking. Like, I'm not gonna lie. It very well could have been asbestos. I don't know what it looks like. But everybody would get, every once in a while, I would get, like, super sick. Like, I never got that, whatever. You know, the one that did the whole, well, we're going to shut down your country and make everybody lose all their jobs. That one. Never got that, but, I mean, I'm going to get, like, really, really severe sinus infections. And I would end up going to the hospital over it, because it's the only way you could get anything to help you out with it, because it takes you 3 months to get in to see your doctor. You can't just be like, oh, I'm sick now, let me go make an appointment with my doctor real quick. No. Well, at least with my doctor, I've got to wait, like, when I first went to see him, I had to wait 3 months just to get in for the initial. The very first time I met with him. And then I had a problem and I needed to get in and see him, and it was going to be like 4 months, 3 months down the way before he could see me. So, that kind of sucks. So I would just end up going to the ER and then following up with him 4 months later. Or just riding out the storm. Riding out a sinus infection, man, that can get pretty serious. Especially when your taste goes and your taste doesn't go. Everything tastes like ash. And your smell, everything smells disgusting. Like, it doesn't go away. It just changes the smell of everything to something gross. So that's how I knew it wasn't, that thing that decided it needed to shut down the country for some reason or another. Like I said, you get in there with the sinus infection. I mean, it's not contagious. Because I would get it and, sleep in the same bed with your wife. And she never ended up getting it. The boys wouldn't get it. My oldest son has severe sinus issues, but I think they'll clear up the longer he stays away from that house where we were at. But my younger two, they never really complained about a sinus infection. You get them sinus infections, and they start making you shaky, or you start getting dizzy. You go in and you go to the ER. Yeah, you don't mess around when it gets like that. I hate, one time I ate it was ghost pepper salsa or habanero, one of the two. It was like super spicy. It ended up giving me a sinus infection that almost killed me. Like, I ended up having to go to the ER, and like they had to put me on some really serious antibiotics. Like, it wasn't like a 7-day supply of antibiotics. It was like a 20-day supply of antibiotics. I'd never had antibiotics that I'd been on them for so long. When I ate that, and that was the first, that happened like the first week we were in that house. And I still wrap it up to being the salsa, but I mean, it may not have been. It may have just been something to do with that house. I mean, the house needed work. I mean, there weren't walls when we moved in. We didn't move in when we got the house. There weren't walls. It was studs and, I don't know, whatever the stuff is they put down for plaster, to plaster up the walls. It was that. So everything's overly dusty, and the what is it? there's mold, black mold, like you can see it all over the house. Somebody had gone in and kicked the water lines and left the water on in the house. And it had been running for like a month. Like the basement was completely filled up with water. There was no heat in that house because of that. The city ended up putting in a new water heater and, or not water heater, but furnace. And the furnace that they ended up putting in wasn't powerful enough for the house because it was a two-story house. And they were nice, did all that, and they said, you know, if something happens to this furnace, you guys are gonna have to pay to have it fixed. Well, the power went out. It just so happened that it was storming really bad, like a lot of rain, like a ton of rain. The basement filled up with water and the power was out. So, you know, we didn't have means to get the water out of the basement. I mean, the power's out. What are you going to do? We didn't have a battery backup sump pump or anything like that. I didn't even know that was a thing until I think it was Captain Sparkles was talking about his house and was saying something about how his basement will get wet, but then like his sump pump will kick on, but when the power's out, an alarm goes off or something, and I don't remember, something about then it'll start doing what it's supposed to do. And, I mean, like I said, I didn't know that was the thing, but the furnace ended up getting ruined, so we didn't have heat in the house for probably 8 of the 10 years we lived in that house. I mean, if you've been, you know, following my channel for a while, you know that, you know, I would always say it's super cold in my house right now because there's no heat. Anywho, the boy came in.
The ice maker hasn't produced any ice yet.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Alright.
And it's been on until I told you it shut off.
Go ahead and unplug it. I'll have to take it apart and look at it.
Alright.
Anywho's. Yeah, if you followed this channel, you remember me talking about not having any heat. We would have space heaters, and like it was my middle son's room. but I used it as an office. And, you know, that was like one of the best insulated rooms in the house, so it was fine. But there was one year where our temperature dropped to like negative 40 or 50 something degrees Fahrenheit. And basically, if it's that cold, you can take a glass of water outside and dump it, and it'll freeze solid before it hits the ground. And we were all, me and my wife were snuggled up, and the boys weren't at the house at this time. They were staying with my mom because we knew how cold it was going to get. But me and my wife decided to stay home, and the best room in the house where we could stay warm was that room. Because it was the only room where everything's, you know, it's all insulated up, and there's only one window, so, I mean, it's plasticed up, and, you know, we rode out those couple days where it was negative 40, and we had all of the animals, I think we had the 2 dogs and like, I think it was 20 cats at the time. Yes, I have a lot of kitty cats. I don't have that many anymore. I think I have like 12 right now. But, I mean, we had a heated blanket, had a little space heaters up running to keep warm. Even with the space heater in there, it was actually 2 space heaters, and they're like the quartz. I'm 2-3 foot tall heaters, and I mean they work good, but with 2 of them running in that room, it was only hitting about I think it was like 45 degrees in that room. So yeah, I mean it was still cold, but it was survivable. Like, I mean, it was just me and the wife and the animals. We didn't want to leave the animals in that environment with it being that cold, because we would have came home to a house full of kitty and puppy sickles. So, you know, we stayed there, rode out those couple days with the animals, and you know, it wasn't bad. It was cold. I mean, if you ever have the chance to use the bathroom outside and it's that cold, I recommend doing it because it's really, really funny, and that's all I'm gonna say about it. But I mean, you gotta remember it was negative 40 degrees outside, and there was no heat in that house, and there was only one room that was actually insulated. So if you lit a cigarette, you could hold your cigarette like up, and if you're in a well insulated room, the smoke will just go straight up. But if you're in a room that's not insulated, it follows a air current. And every room other than that one had an air current, so therefore it was roughly negative 30 degrees in that house. I would say negative 30. And, you know, we're safe. We were in a room. It was 45 degrees in there. We had heated blankets. We had the dogs and cats. We were all snuggled up, nice and warm and toasty with them. But to get up and go out and use the bathroom, it was like a nightmare. It was real cold, man. It was bad. But it was funny using the bathroom. Like it was an experience with what happens with liquids at, you know, negative 30-degree temperature. So if you ever get the chance to do that, I recommend it. It's funny. But yeah. Yeah, I'm sure you guys can hear Salem over there breathing. Actually started recording this episode because I really need to get a video up today. I don't know why I'm telling you guys that. You guys won't see this for probably close to a month after it's been recorded because I've got so many videos stocked up. Because I do my videos, I'll record multiple episodes in a day, which a lot of people do that. But with me not editing them, that's why I stop at roughly an hour. I'll record for about an hour. Sometimes I'll go well over an hour. I'll hit 2-3 hours. But for the most part, I try to keep it at around an hour long. Because the editing process, because I'm poor and I can't afford, you know, Adobe, I think that's it, which is what I used to use until they decided to make it a subscription service. And I lost my information on my account for that because I had a computer die on me. Everything was saved on it. So at some point in time I'm going to get Adobe back, but until then, you know, I'm not going to sit here. I physically can't sit here and edit the videos because, you know, you do like a 30-minute video, that could be 2 days worth of recording or more. because I've got a 10-hour video that it's edited down to about an hour. But with the software I had, it wouldn't put it on my computer because it's so massive. It's like 300 and some gigabytes. It's a 10-hour video. I mean, that's a huge file. But I got it edited. I'm not sure what episode it'll be. It's one where I'm mining out, flattening this huge area. But that video was actually, it was over 10 hours. It was closer to 11. But that was, I recorded that over the period of 3 or 4 days. And I was only recording, I would pause the recording while, I got resituated and stuff like that, go eat, wait for the pain to stop, wait for the pain pill to kick in, stuff like that. And it was recorded over like 3 or 4 days. Just one 10-hour video, 3 or 4 days. With that one video, I didn't turn my computer off that entire time. I had that video on record, but paused for those, I want to say it was 4 days. I mean, it sucks. I don't recommend what I'm going through for anybody. I honestly wouldn't put that on my worst enemy. Not even the slightest amount of this. I don't care what you've done to me, I wouldn't wish it on anyone. Because I literally woke up one day and it was like I had a sunburn on my feet. On the tops, sides, and bottom of my feet. It was like a sunburn, and then after that, my feet started going numb. And then after that happened, it was like somebody would take a needle and cram it into my toes and on the bottom and top of my feet. Like, I would just be sitting there and all of a sudden that would kick in, and it was just so horrible. I had to do everything in my power not to scream because of how bad it hurt. And I mean, not to mention the feet cramps. I mean, yeah, people say, oh, that's because you need potassium. Yeah. I'm not dumb, and I was eating a lot of bananas, and my potassium levels were perfect. So that wasn't what was causing it. Oh, it's your vitamin B. Nope, that wasn't it either. Because I took vitamin B supplements, and that did nothing. For some reason, the nerves in my body one day decided to choose violence. And it's how it has been ever since. And that was, I want to say it started in 2000 and 19? 2020? Yeah, 2020 is when it all started. So from 2020 until now, I deal with a burning sensation in my feet and hands, and like needles getting shoved into my feet. And if I miss a dose of my pain medicine, I can't really get out of bed because it hurts to walk. Is where if I don't miss my dose of my pain pill, I'm not fine, but I can get up, I can do stuff. I can't work because the pain isn't like, oh, well, so you're gonna be in pain today from 7 a.m. until, 7:45, and then the rest of the day you're fine. No. I wake up in the morning, excruciating pain, take my pain pill, the pain eases. It doesn't go away, but it eases. And I can do a little bit around the house. I can record videos, which is why I started doing it again. But I have to stop recording the videos and get up and move around, and then after I'm not done moving around, my body's like, no, you're in pain. My back starts hurting real bad. I get pain that shoots down my legs. Not to mention the burning sensation in my feet and hands. So, I mean, it's not like I can be like, oh, well, what are you gonna do? You gonna go get a job somewhere, and with me, if I'm we'll say I work at, we'll say a fast food restaurant. We'll go with Hardee's or something, and I gotta stand there for, we'll say I work 4 hours a day. So within the first half hour of me standing there, I'm already in excruciating pain 15 minutes in, and 3 minutes in, I'm weaving like drunk man. If I'm standing there, I've got the sway. Wife, says Captain Jack Sparrow the whole thing when he's on land. That's what she describes it as. Me, I call it the drunken sway because that's what it's like. It's like I'm drunk, and it's my balance. It's, I don't know, just standing there, my balance is like, no. So, what am I going to do? I'm going to go somewhere, and I'm going to call in the first day, of course, because I'm hurting too bad to even make it in the first day. We'll say they're understanding. Okay, well, go ahead and try to come in tomorrow. Okay, so I go in the next day. Granted, I've already missed the first day of work because of the pain. The second day, I make it there. I get 3 minutes into the shift. The pain kicks in. Okay, so now I've got to go sit down for 15 minutes before the pain from sitting down starts kicking in. And granted, the pain still hasn't gone away from, the standing. So I end up going home. What business is going to keep you? What business is going to keep you for calling in the first day because you can't make it in work? There isn't one. There is not one business that will tolerate that. And I'm currently trying to get help with things. I'm not gonna go into details with that. Because that one is, personal enough that I am not comfortable talking about that one. I mean, I will talk to you about all the other stuff I've gone through, living in a house without any heat, I'll talk to you about that, but this one here, I'm not getting into this. But I mean, what place is gonna keep somebody that can't stand for 15 minutes, can't walk for 10, can't sit but for maybe 15-20 minutes, and then sways back and forth and or almost falls over? Yeah, that's another one I get to deal with. It's like something in my head is shoving me off over to one side. Like, say somebody walks up to you and pushes you. What happens? You catch yourself. Well, that's what I randomly do when I'm standing. I mean, I have actually, there's a video on my channel, a new adventure. It shows some candles and whack melts. That's what I've been doing. Am I doing it making money? No. I'm not advertising it. It's not being advertised. So, you ask why? I have reasons that I can't go into as to why it's not being advertised. I brought it up a couple times, I say, hey, I make candles, but that's as far as it goes. I'm hoping one day to actually be able to advertise and get my candle stuff going really good. But I mean, this is a video that you guys won't see for probably a month. I mean, let's see here. Today's the 2nd of August, 2024. There are 15, 20 videos before this one. That's how many I have back stocked up. I do that so that if I can't record because I'm in too much pain, then I have the backup videos to upload. And I upload one video every 2 days, so that will, they'll last a little while. even sitting here right now, my feet are on fire. They've been burning since, they've been burning since 6:45 this morning. That's also with a pain pill. Now, I say pain pill. I'm not talking like hydrocodone or oxy or morphine. It's tramadol. The oxy and hydrocodone they destroy the pain. They wipe it out completely. But because I'm only 44, yeah, only 44, my doctor doesn't want to put me on those because those medicines, those pain relievers, narcotics, kill your liver slowly. So I have to deal with the tramadol until I'm old enough to where my doctor no longer cares about my liver. I mean, that's it's funny, but I mean it's true. That's why he won't put me on it. He doesn't want me to start having liver failure, being 44 years old. I mean, yeah, my mom's on oxy, and they swap her out with oxy and hydrocodone every so many years because the one will stop working as good, so they put her on the other, and it null and voids that. But her liver it's starting to show issue, and her kidneys are failing. Of course, she's also type 1 diabetic. So, I mean, there's that too. My doctor called me type 2 diabetic, but then he said, you're no longer diabetic. And like I get the lows, I don't get like super high. My pancreas works, it still knows how to do a thing. But yeah, doctor, it's like, no, I can't put you on the hydrocodone because you're not old enough for me to not care about your liver anymore, is basically what he said. So I get to deal with still being in pain. I know you guys, some of you have seen the videos where, we go out shooting and go out walking, hiking, whatever you want to call it. Those videos are up there. I haven't done anything like that in like 3 years. Like when those videos, well, however long the videos have been up was the last time we went somewhere to do that. So, I mean, I don't know exactly how long it's been. I don't think it's been 3 years. But yeah, it sucks. Like I said, I'm not wish this on anybody at all. But I'm also, I don't live stream because of the pain. I mean, I can't be in the middle of live streaming and then have to stop and be like, okay, I'll be right back, because it's literally every 15 minutes I would have to stop and then start back up. Well, there's this part. This is back by where my chests are going to go. Yeah, that's a pretty decent area we got there. And that took about an hour to do this, so another hour and a little bit longer maybe. We'll have that side done. But I have to stop. I'm pushing this too far and it's not flowing very good. And yes, I randomly forget to take my pain pills all the time. And that sucks, because then I have to wait for the next dose. And that one doesn't want to work because I took it too late. Anywho, that is me. Yeah. Wife should be home anytime. And then I'm supposed to go with my mom to get her a phone. She's going to get the Samsung Ultra S22. She recently purchased the S23 and had to take it back because it wouldn't work with her insulin pump. The S22, the phone I have, will work, and it will work on our cellular network, so that's not a problem. So she's going to go, we're going to go try to find one, and then I'll come home and I'll hook it up for her, and then she'll be good, and stuff like that. But anywho, thank you very much for watching. If you made it this far, wow. I honestly don't expect anyone to ever watch to the end of one of my videos. Never. You may, or you may not. Don't know. If you do, thank you so much. It really means a lot. It really does. If you don't, well, you know, it's fine too. I understand my videos are an hour long. There's no editing in them. I don't cut anything out. You see everything I do. I should be doing it live, but I can't. I want to try it though. I might try it. Yeah. I'll probably end up trying it before this video even goes out. So we'll see how that works. I won't do Twitch anymore over them. And give it a go on the tube of view, and yeah, see how that works out. Everything's set up to live stream. I just haven't. But anyhow, if you've made it this far, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. And take care. And bye-bye.